If fans have questions, I think you can line up at these two microphones. First off, we'll go down the line. Frank, spoiler, you're dead.
Thank you very much.
What do you think? What would you think Scarfe would be doing in season 2 if he wasn't dead?
Probably selling insurance. I'm not sure. I mean, he's a sexy, sexy guy. So he'd probably maybe be probably modeling. And that's what he'll be doing in the spin-off, Scarfe. Exclamation point.
Modeling and selling insurance.
He's a swashbuckling model.
Frank's he's downplaying, but Frank is like a Ted Baker model. He does it all the time. He's sample size. You know that, right?
Yes. They call me sample size.
Sample size. That's his nickname.
I'm choosing to take as a compliment.
Okay, Jade, so King's Connie, not the nicest restaurant owner. How mad would she be if she knew that the Defenders went to another Chinese restaurant?
Oh, this is...
She was closed.
No, you can't go to another Chinese restaurant.
He did?
I know. Well, he hasn't heard from me yet.
Okay, guys. Just remember, it was a situation we had to go in there. We were under duress. It wasn't, we didn't casually look for the restaurant. It wasn't like we were looking through menus and online. It was very.
You guys didn't go to Yelp and say,
no, we were not.
What's the 5-star rating?
Ratings, because I mean, come on, I would have totally taken us up to Genghis Connie's. Come on.
It's got the
Building,
best
remember?
pork dumplings.
So,
Can't beat my...
Theo, you're arguably the biggest comic fan in all of Marvel, right? What did you and Cheo ever did he ever ask your advice during the filming of the first season?
No. Cheo's got knowledge for like days on comics and pretty much everything, pop culture, hip hop, pretty much everything. But just seeing I think the coolest thing about is what a fan he is of Luke Cage. Like, to be sometimes showrunners and people behind it they don't have that knowledge of the whole thing, and that's why I just feel like why our show is so incredibly unique. But no, listen, man, I stay back. I let him do everything, and that guy right there. I'm just in the shadows being shady.
Simone, let's talk about the arm.
Yeah.
Defenders. I don't have a question. I'm just throwing it. What can we say about the arm?
Spoiler. I have one. It is growing on Misty. She's getting used to it. But it is a lot of fun. Kicking ass with an extra strong arm. Yeah.
It's hard for her to hold the gun.
Exactly. It's like a Swiss Army knife of no, not at all. No. But it needs to be like an Inspector Gadget arm. And it's, where you're just like, oh, I got a cell phone charger. Ooh, I got a can opener. Just everything it needs to be.
I agree.
And then shoot stuff.
That's great.
She needs a candle.
A flashlight at the very
Misty's
least.
gotta eat her sardines.
At least the flashlight.
I was with her on cell phone charger. She lost my candle.
Theo is so wealthy, he doesn't have to open his own cans.
I have someone open my can.
He just has servants, just like you.
Just
Number 2, open my can for me.
And then, Mike, I gotta ask, your relationship with Iron Fist on the show, on Defenders, was just really wonderful. When did you and Finn first meet and kind of just build that relationship?
We didn't build a relationship. We just pretended we liked each other. So that's what actors do, people. I mean, to burst their bubble. But we can hate each other, and if we're really good, we might be able to make you think we love each other. So, but no, seriously, me and Finn get along great. I met him doing FaceTime for the first time because he was filming Iron Fist, and we were off and weren't filming at the time. So we welcomed him to the Marvel family. And, we naturally get along. Finn's and I are kind of polar opposites. I mean, he's a different demographic, different generation, he comes from someplace else, but oddly enough.
He's from another land.
He's from another land, far off. But we do get along on a lot of stuff, like some of the similar music tastes, because I like to listen to just about anything. And if any of you ever met Finn, he always has a box playing by his signings. He's always like jamming some sort of weird tunes, and we get along on that kind of stuff. We get along on a lot of different levels, but yeah, so it's an easy fit for us. So they say opposites attract, and I think that's how it works for Heroes for Hire. We play off of each other, and that's just kind of how it works. So, you know.
They're like Marvel's Odd Couple.
Exactly.
So again, if you guys want to start lining up, ask some questions. I wanted to bring up that too, Mike, because one of my favorite elements from the show was the musical element. Did you have any favorite artists? Who would be your favorite artist that was on the series?
Oh, I gotta think about that. That's tough. I mean, I missed a lot of times.
It's Harlem's Paradise.
Sharon Jones. Sharon
Who?
Jones, God rest in peace, from Sharon Jones and the Dap Piece. Why can't I get the words out? Yeah, Dap Kings, but you said something else and then that messed me up. But yeah, she was definitely amazing to close out the series.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, okay. Listen, we're talking about last season, but I mean, honestly, this season, not to like blow, get you all lather up, but I mean, this season's musical guests we're really going in, Because remember now, the first season, Shale had to rely on his past relationships, which he has a lot of in the music industry because he worked with Vibe and Source magazine, and he's a hip-hop aficionado, hip-hop head. So he was able to get a lot of people in. But now that this season has dropped and people are fans of the show, we have people wanting to be on the show, and so it's very easy for us to get a lot of musical artists. So I think we have the pick of the litter on just about anybody who wanted, we could get. I mean, I wish I could tell you who, because it's just like one name after the other. And it's not always people that are like, top of the charts. It's people who are real great musicians who are just steadily working for years and years. You may have forgotten them and you go, oh my God, yes, they're still relevant, they're so good. Or people who are just sort of on the cusp and you hear about them and they're sort of still indie, and this kind of stuff, this kind of exposure will make people go, oh, who is that? And some really cool the genre music that we have is, I can't wait for you guys to hear, because I'm really excited about it. So
Frank sings one song.
Kenny Rogers.
Oh God, gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, okay?
I think Steely Dan is going to be making an appearance at Harlem's Paradise.
Oh yeah, gotta know when to walk away, know when to
Got the
run.
Marshall Tucker Band.
Yeah,
He just gave them all away.
he just messed
The
it
Little
up.
River Band.
I was trying to hold back with this guy. Oh, spoilers.
Kenny Rogers, the finale.
Kenny's coming back. He just got his face put back on. He had his whole face taken off, rubbed down, put back on.
Put back on.
He looks amazing.
He's also playing a villain this season.
Let's get to some questions. Over here.
The dragon, because I see you and Connie are getting along quite nicely, and that is my favorite duo ever.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. It's 100% up to you all. It really is. Like, they will do whatever the fans are interested in seeing. And if the more people that tweet about it, that talk about it, that blog about it, that ask about it, then yes, but it doesn't make any sense not to. We got to see the two of us in The Defenders, and that was great. And who knows what might crop up in the future. I'm gonna take my hand away before I give a spoiler.
We'll go over here now.
How's it going, guys? I'd like to know about the audition process for the show. Did you know that, what you were getting into? Or how did they tell you what your character would be like? Did you know what you...
They don't tell you anything.
I can answer that. Nothing.
The way it's become really in Hollywood in general now is people, they rarely give scripts. They rarely give, you just have to go on faith a lot. And it's kind of happened in the last, 5 to 10 years, where they live, I guess maybe since the whole superhero and really a lot, they just don't tell you much anymore. So you're going in really for me, it was I knew about Daredevil. JJ hadn't come out yet. You knew how Daredevil had kind of changed Netflix. I knew some of the executive producers. I knew Cheo. Cheo had written a film that I did. You just kind of go on that, but they don't tell you really anything.
But you knew, right?
I knew more than I think some people know coming in after me, because then it was just giving people just sides, changing the names, and all this other stuff. Sides are.
You gotta explain the sides.
Oh, sorry, guys. You guys. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm talking to you guys. I don't mean to be so esoteric here. Sides are the things that you say when you walk into the audition room. It's your lines, and the other character you're auditioning with, that's their lines. But usually you get an entire script, so you can sort of see the entire storyline. But someone just gives you a scene, and you walk in the room, and the names are different, so they don't tell you the character's name is Luke. My character's name was Lance, and then I think it wasn't Jessica. I think it was Jane or something like that. And they just give you a scene, and you don't know any context. So they try to give you the least amount possible, so you can fail miserably at the audition.
They pretty much set you up to fail.
Yeah, but it's funny because everybody's always worried about spoiler alerts, and everybody's worried about the scripts getting out and what's going to happen if people find out. I don't have social media, and I know you guys probably know that by now. I think they're over exaggerating. I don't think you guys want to release these spoilers. I don't think anybody really wants to know what's going to happen until they see it. I mean, people always ask, but do they really want to know? Not really. They just ask because they can't help themselves. But they kind of want to watch it for the first time. They just want to, be involved in the process. So to you guys, please never release any spoiler alerts because all you're doing is ruining for other fans. You're not helping yourself. No one's going to remember that you said it. No one's going to give you props for going, yeah, you ruined the season for me, man. This is so cool. Don't do it. Don't do it, please.
So keep Kenny Rogers on lock.
Keep that. That's good.
They told me I was going for an Arby's commercial.
And here he is.
And here it is.
And I'm still waiting on that Arby's commercial.
The residuals are pretty good on Arby's.
Because I was really good.
I think Ving Rhames has that on lock. He's the Arby's dude.
Thanks very much, guys. Looking forward to the second season.
Thank you.
I was just wondering, this is kind of an open question. What's the hardest part of filming physically or mentally for you guys that you find the most challenging?
I know what Mike is going to say. The hours.
Crafty. Guys, there's such a thing called crafty. You ever heard of that?
Craft services.
Craft services. It's where the food lays when you're like waiting for your main meal to come and you're looking for snacks in between. It's very important for an actor to have very good craft service because we rely on that to sort of get us going throughout the day. You're feeling a little down, you've done a few sequences and you're a little tired. You might want to step to the side and get a nice little piece of fruit. But that piece of fruit has to be there. If that fruit's not there, then you're looking for that fruit, and they want to do another take, but you're still looking for the fruit, and you're like, wait a minute, I'm a little hungry, and I just need a couple pieces of fruit, and I'm gonna be right with you. And so it's really destroying the whole entire,
the struggle is real, y'all.
We got something going. We had a flow here until they took away the fruit, and I just can't understand where the almond butter, why the almond butter is so low. I mean, didn't we replace that? Then can't we see when it's going down?
You guys don't want to be actors?
You have to throw away the jar?
Torture.
Is that what I need you to throw the jar away to signify it's gone? It's not, nothing's in there.
My most difficult part of acting is working with somebody who needs his almond butter in order to do the scene. I'm like, come on,
Have you ever
Mike,
had creamy almond
we gotta
butter?
do this. And he's like, no. Don't talk to me.
I'm coming.
I'm waiting on my almond butter.
Creamy almond butter on a rice cake. Just try it. Put a little jelly on it before you start hating.
Or
Just
bananas.
try it and bananas.
Sliced bananas.
Warm
That's
it
all
up.
you need to know about acting, right?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Have the right snacks.
Snacks.
But he's not salty or anything.
No. I get hangry. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Hangry. I get a little hangry. I've done some weird things when I'm hangry. It's 2 or 3 in the morning. We've been there all day for 12 hours. The sun's coming up. I'm hungry, and they send me an email for something, and I'm just going, what the? And I retaliate. I don't mean to. I'm not thinking clearly.
Anytime before big fight scenes, they remove the almond butter.
And that's what they do.
He doesn't know that they're doing that.
And that's what they do. This big push, and just like, oh shit.
He's irate over the almond butter.
Half the fight sequences are really just me grabbing people because I don't have any almond butter. It's not nothing to do with like choreography. The cameras are rolling and stuff. I'm
You
just
think
throwing
those are
people.
extras?
This is a craft service.
Those are craft services.
Dressed as the hand.
Spoiler alert, I am covered at the moment in almond butter. Only way I get my shoes on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
My question's for Theo, sorry. I'm kind of nervous. I'm a big fan of your character Shades on Luke Cage, but also I was a big fan of your character Juice and Sons of Anarchy. I was wondering if you ever found any similarities between the two characters, and what character do you find harder to portray?
I heard most of that. I kind of got lost a little at the end.
Go ahead and let her say it again, because I heard none of that.
Okay.
Please, use that microphone.
Do you want me to repeat it?
I will say this without saying anything. Besides, now that we know, obviously, about Kenny Rogers, we know about craft service being the hand, I will say that this year, more similarities. Not last year, this year, a ton of similarities. But I can't, I wish I could say more. So, to be continued on this conversation is what I'll say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my brother was unfortunately not able to make it, so I was wondering if I could take a video of you saying hi to him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or we could sing happy birthday and you could save it. Mike does a good 5-part harmony. Good 5-part harmony. Look at us.
We were all good with high.
We were good with high. So good with high.
You know what I do? I take it.
Do it on your own time.
I know, like, wow.
What's your brother's name?
AJ.
Adrian?
AJ.
AJ. Let's do it.
AJ.
I think everybody should say hi, AJ, too.
Yeah, you should do a pan around the room.
Are you going to count us down?
And you just have it on. You're just going for it.
Just going for it.
2, 3.
Happy
Hi,
birthday.
AJ. Now you singing happy birthday.
No, I can say
That's
it.
all you're getting,
You
AJ.
didn't want to say happy
I
birthday.
say it, don't just sing
That's
it.
it, AJ. Happy birthday. Shut the video.
Hi, AJ.
Enough.
Yeah.
It's gone on too long.
Too long.
Thank you.
Now, how are we going to get paid for that? Is she going to send the check to the house?
Yeah. Just grab her and put her aside. We're gonna get cash
We'll work it
later.
out later. Don't worry.
Hold that woman. Detain her.
Because it's going to be $45 one way or the other.
One way or the other. It's the phone or the cash. You decide.
You want to use PayPal? That's going to be $51. That's fine. We'll work this out later.
We're working it out. Venmo.
Hi, I have a question, but now where you're talking about Mike Colter singing, I'll pay in chocolate. I have brownies over there.
What kind of brownies are we talking about?
I've got chocolate, peanut butter, cheesecake, and chocolate mint ones. I'll feed you right now.
What's in those brownies? I know the room I'm playing to. Okay, I gotta know the audience. I know you guys are wondering what's in those brownies. Half of you guys have eaten 2 brownies before you got here. That's why I was like vegged out. The back room hasn't even said anything. They're like half asleep.
There's no way that Kenny Rogers thing wasn't nearly as funny as I thought it was.
I know. They're rolling. Kenny Rogers, don't even know who that is.
My question is for everyone. I've met a couple of different actors at this convention, and it's interesting to see them in person. They're very different from the characters they portray. So I'm wondering how much of you and your personality are in the characters. Are you similar to them or more different? How does that work? How do you...
Well, I don't own a restaurant.
Well, not yet. Maybe somewhere down the line you might.
Well, Jade is being modest. She has a cookbook that is available at her station that she does these amazing recipes. So she, clap it up, clap it up.
That's thrown up in the book.
Yeah.
What about
So-
the rest of you?
I didn't want you to see that. I do that on the side. Sorry, go ahead.
What just happened? Stop.
I was FaceTiming my daughter and let her see you guys. It's just one of those things I do on stage. It happened by accident once, and now she's like, "Oh, let me see the people." Sorry, go ahead.
So what about yourself? We'll go down the line.
What's similar to myself and
Yeah,
Scarfe?
is there a piece of you in the character? Like, do you have common traits or anything like that?
Well, we're both really, really sexy guys.
Well, that's a character.
That's pretty much it. But that goes for every character that I play. Every character I play is a sexy, sexy guy.
You can't turn that off.
Thank you. No, I cannot turn that off. So when my wife asked me to turn it off, I say, no, I can't turn that off.
Deal with it, he said.
Deal with it.
Deal with this.
He went to the good-looking school of acting like a lot of us did.
Nothing. I have nothing.
Except for the sexy part.
Well, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's dead sexy. No, I mean, I feel like killing people all the time. We have that in common, except he just does it. I think all on the roads of New York City. In traffic. People cut you off. So. Nobody lets you in traffic.
Well, I will say that unlike my character, because I think I have less similarities than you think, she doesn't kill anyone, if you guys have ever noticed. I've killed several people. I'm only telling you guys.
Intermission time. Safe room.
Yes,
safe
this
room.
is the safe room. It's, but no, Misty's, she's kind of sad, snarky, kind of funny, She likes to find the joke and the humor and all of it. And that was one of the best things about season 1, working with Frank Whaley, is because we would literally just go in and go, yeah, words. How can we make this funny? And they're like, you're standing over a dead body. Yeah, but where are the jokes? And they're like, I don't know about this. So yeah, I know that I definitely like to have a good time and be a little bit lighthearted, and so that's probably where Misty and I merge.
Like, yeah.
Mr. Bulletproof.
What was the question again?
What similarities?
Oh, similarities. Let's see. Well, I don't like to work out. Luke has to work out. Luke, honestly, the thing about Luke is that, he's really, I think he's for the most part, he's a good person, and I'm not, it's just the way it is. Playing the character has made me examine myself a little bit and go, wow, man, there's some things you could change about yourself if you just tried. So I'm still thinking about that. I'm still under discussion. I'm still sort of weighing my options on being a good person versus being a bad person. And I say to myself, well, I'm playing a good person on television. Isn't that enough? Do I really have to be good? What do you guys think? Do I have to be good? See, mixed room. Exactly what I'm talking about.
I love how one couple is here. He said absolutely, and she's like, no.
No, she said absolutely not. You don't owe us anything. No. Luke, Jessica, see, yeah. Well, no, it's been fun. There's very few similarities, but that's okay, because that's what actors do. We want to play something that's not quite like us, so I'm okay with that. And if any Luke rubs off on me, then great. But for the most part, not much. Not much alike.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll still take those brownies, though.
I will totally come by later and deliver.
Right.
Well, for one thing, Luke Cage wouldn't bite the hand that feeds him.
Say that again?
Luke Cage wouldn't bite the hand that feeds him.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Sorry, that was dumb.
No, that's all right. Listen, man. Sometimes you don't know how it's going to work out until you say it. I try it all the time. It's very tough.
I was actually been feeling a little bad trying to put Frank Whaley on the spot, but then he started talking about almond butter, so now I don't feel so bad about that. I was going to ask, since, Frank Whaley has been in, I think, approximately 50,000 films.
Pretty much. He's a white Sam Jackson, yeah.
53,675.
I'll be disappointed if Flock of Seagulls doesn't make an appearance in season 2.
Say it again?
Flock of Seagulls.
Flock Seagulls. I believe that's a Pulp Fiction reference.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's in Ballroom C.
Look at the big brains on bread.
Thank you.
But if
I haven't heard that since 7
I am sorry. If you had, any picture that you think of yours, any role that you feel is like underseen and that you would really want someone to go out and see, search it out, because you feel it's underappreciated for whatever reason, what would it be? What project, passion project, whatever would it be and why?
Frankie, what's unnoticed?
Well,
That's a great question.
I would say, that is a really good question. I would say pretty much all of my movies. No, but in particular, I wrote, the second film that I wrote and directed is called The Jimmy Show. And I adapted it from a one-act play that I did off Broadway. And I play a character who works in a grocery store lives with his invalid grandmother and his wife and his daughter in New Jersey, and decides one day to become a stand-up comedian. But he has no jokes, no comic timing, and no sense of humor. It's a feel-good movie. The New York Times said, a must to avoid on a bad day. Made $714 at the box office worldwide. But it's called The Jimmy Show, and I'm really proud of it. I played Jimmy, and it's a great movie. You can get it on Amazon for 11 cents. Or you can come over, I have a box of it.
Well, I'll be sure to get it twice so you can get 22 cents.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Let's throw that question to the rest of you. Is there anything that you've done that people haven't really seen?
This Little Caesars commercial I did back in 1999 that I got paid $500 for. And they showed it outside of the Red Wings hockey stadium on the Jumbotron every day in downtown Detroit.
That buyout.
No residuals, guy.
That buyout. Better watch it.
If you can find that Little Caesars pizza commercial, I will pay you $500.
Hi, my question is for Mike. I was wondering if you could speak to being what I would consider probably the best role model for inner city kids.
Darn. I just told you I'm not trying to be a role model.
Well,
Where were you? Did you just wake up?
No.
Brownies. Just
Hashtag brownies.
Hashtag brownies.
I forgot what you said 2 minutes ago.
All right. Again, I would never say that I'm the best role model for inner city kids, but I do feel like because of the character, it does sort of speak to them as something that they can relate to, and I'm happy about that. I can only say that my journey in life as a person is based off of education. And so I always say to people, I know people are like always trying to figure out how to get someplace really, really fast because we were all very instant gratification oriented and we want stuff now. And, there's no shortcuts in life really. Even if you get there fast, you are gonna look over your shoulder and try to figure out how you got there and how you're gonna stay there. And ultimately, your foundation is all about education. Even if it's on the job education, you gotta learn somewhere and somehow. So I always talk to kids and I would say, start with that. I know it sounds boring because that's so, oh my God, education. But honestly, the best years of my life was in school. I still miss undergrad. My 4 years of undergrad were the best 4 years of my life. I understand why athletes who have these big contracts want to stay if they have the financial freedom to stay, because you're never going to feel this way again. You're around people of your own age, you have no cares, no bills, you're like, everyone knows who you are, you're celebrated, and you're a kid. These are years that you're just never going to get back. I don't care how much money you get, I don't care how famous you are, I don't care these are great years. Early years of your life, informative years. So I would say education, really go to college, man. I mean, if you got to go to an army, fine. If you got to do something because your family's in a predicament, fine. But I love school, really did. Now, when I go back, no. I'm past that phase, but education is really important. So I would tell you, I don't care if you got to, sign your name on a dotted line and get debt up to your eyeballs. Invest in yourself. I don't care what they say. If they say, it's going to be, don't be afraid of debt. You're going to get in debt anyway. If you skip college, you're going to get in debt anyway. People will get in debt for a nice big car, but they won't get in debt for education. I don't get that. You'd rather drive a nice car than to get some information that can actually sustain you for the rest of your life. Degrees are important, it separates you from the other people, so either you want to be a worker bee or you want to be a boss. And I tell people, invest in your future. That's how it works.
Could I get a sweet Christmas?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Could I get a sweet Christmas?
Oh, it's gonna cost you. How much you gonna pay for a sweet Christmas? She's an over $45. I was kidding. Sweet Christmas.
Thank you very much.
I like educating people, empowering people to reach their full potential. But I'm really inspired by hearing what you guys did for regular jobs you guys had before you were famous. If there's any stories y'all want to share about regular jobs you had on the journey to be famous.
We don't have all day. This is gonna be a long one.
Listen, my resume of survival jobs is long. Waited tables, slung drinks, delivered laundry. I worked at farm camp when I was 13. That was my first job because I thought I was going to be a veterinarian actress. So I helped birth cows and tag pigs and took chickens home in inner city Detroit, and my parents were like, "What the is this?" But yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of stuff.
I did. Does anyone remember the Village Voice from New York?
Oh, is it not around anymore? Is that not around?
Well, they closed the print division, but in my day, this was before, I was the best personal ad taker for the Village Voice. So I was so good that Geraldo Rivera actually interviewed me for 2020.
Shut up!
And literally, I would write these personal ads, and people would call in and have me write their personal ads for them.
For everything?
How many did Frank call in for you?
No, I think, what's it, 7,160?
Seeking woman with big feet.
And how do you say big feet in a nice way in a personal ad? A size 12.
Yeah.
I sold lingerie for mature women. Very lucrative.
Angela Lansbury was your number one.
She was my top.
Don't out Angela. Come on, don't out. Oh my God, it's calling names, name droppers.
I miss those days. Like you miss education. I miss selling that stuff because I like to put a smile on people's faces. Because you got to get the right fabric. Got to be the right fit. It's not as easy as it looks.
You measured it. You took the measurements too, didn't you?
Naturally.
He's always got a tape measure in his pocket. Now it makes sense.
And I still carry the tape measure in case I will bump into some customers from the old days. But
So if anybody's looking,
anybody's looking.
Yes, and I still carry my fabrics, my laces. So anybody's looking for something comfortable and form-fitting.
Oh yeah, ballroom C. Just skip the inseam part. Don't get your inseam. Just don't do the inseam.
Theo, what about you? Job.
Everything. I've been working since I was 9 years old, so I started
Illegally.
delivering newspapers. I hustled a lot. I did whatever I had to do. I was always geared towards money.
Define hustle.
I don't want to get. I don't want to incriminate myself. But,
What was your job at 9?
I delivered the Islander on Staten Island newspaper. Yeah. I had the bag in front of my bike, my Diamondback. I biked it up.
Diamondback. Also.
That was my bike.
That's a nice bike.
Yeah, it was a nice bike. And I had a Huffy.
He stole it.
You stole that bike.
Yes. I might have stole that bike. I definitely stole the pegs. I might have stole something on that. And then, everything, literally everything. Weird stuff. I had to dress not dress fully as Sonic the Hedgehog, but kind of for Christmas in KB Toy and Hobby. I was wearing Sonic the Hedgehog gear, but not the actual thing, just the vest and stuff. I was hawking Sonic the Hedgehog Sega games. You gotta understand, I started as an extra in this business. I had to do 3 extra jobs to get a SAG card so then it was 1 line on the TV show, 4 lines, and a guest star, then this. So I've been through all that stuff until Sons, came. It was I was the dude who was on doing every guest star. So I just kind of did everything to kind of get to wherever. And like you say, survival jobs, which I love that term. You do whatever you had to do, and it was whatever. When we got to LA, we did this thing where you seal envelopes, to make money.
Why did I know about that as a job?
They send you a bunch of stuff, you just seal, you put them in and seal them, 1,000 envelopes, and you're making no money. So whatever you got to do. That's why education is important, guys. So you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to struggle. If you know how to type, you might be able to sit in the office or something. But I didn't know how to type. It was those typing classes, I took it for granted. Yeah, not good. Look at these long fingers going to waste. Restaurants. I did labor ready, which is the bottom of the barrel. You guys know what that is. You show up with your ID and you work for a day or a minimum wage. And it was after I had a master's degree, so I still was, couldn't get a job immediately. And then one of my more embarrassing jobs as far as waiting tables, I worked at Fridays in grad school, right out of grad school, or in grad school, and you needed to do your flare, I think, it's a flare thing. I had a cowboy hat on, because that's all I could find. My roommate had a big old white cowboy hat, and that's what was there, and I said, well, I had no money, so I wore it. So my whole thing became a cowboy hat, suspenders, and I had all this, flair all around me.
No shirt.
Obviously, no shirt. Lots of baby oil, and then
Almond butter.
I got recruited from there. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I gotta tell you, I saw the shirt, and this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Completely off subject. I saw this shirt in the airport, and I thought it was the best shirt ever. And it said, "I'm not gay, but $20 is $20." I love that shirt. I can't wear it, but I just love that shirt. I love it. I just love it.
All right, we got time for these 3 questions here.
This question is for Theo. If Sons of Anarchy makes a prequel, will Juice be in it, and would you be interested in reprising that role?
No. Listen, my whole thing with that is like Sons is lightning in a bottle, man. And it's like one of those things where you can't even. The way TV is going now and how fast it is, 500 shows and all that, it's like the few shows that are left, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, that people wait a week for, that time is over. You know what I mean? And I don't think that, I think with Sons, it was just kind of one of those things that when we were doing it, we thought it was destined to fail. Nobody watched the show the first season. It wasn't until we got on Netflix in our 3rd season that people were like, oh man, and then the show, just kind of blew up. I just think things like that are like lightning in a bottle, and they happen once. I know they have the Mayans coming out, which as a fan, I'm excited to see. But spoiler for anybody who's seen SOA, pretty much everybody's dead. So it's like, unless if they do a prequel, they should do like the 1968 version with John Teller coming back. That's what I would want to see. They don't need to show, those dudes, when we started in 08, those guys, they all look horrible now. You don't want to see them, man.
Horrible. They couldn't go back.
No, there's no CGI makeup. I look terrific, but everybody else does that.
Because he's vegan.
Yeah, I'm vegan. I look terrific. I was Sonic the Hedgehog, goddammit. They look terrible. You seen Ron Perlman lately? Terrible.
Shots fired.
This question's for Mike. Chris Evans has stated before that he doesn't want to continually playing Captain America. Do you think that Luke would make the jump from Netflix to actually being in the MCU, actual film universe, and actually running the Avengers as he does now in the comic books?
Okay, Chris Evans says he doesn't want to continuously. So.
He has said before that he doesn't know how long he wants to continue to play Captain America.
Yes.
So do you think that Luke would make the jump from Netflix to actually the films and running the Avengers at some point in...
Luke Cage running the Avengers?
Yeah,
No.
he runs the Avengers.
That's a comic book thing, right? That's something
Yeah, but do you think they would...
I don't see that ever happening at all, just because it just, I don't know. I think that the fans of the MCU, I'm sure you guys they're fans of both, but I feel like there's something that's sort of sacred about things, and sort of, I don't know that you can just switch back and forth between like, okay, we're doing a great sort of interesting thing that we're doing for television, and our characters are so specific in what we do, and with the storylines and how we're developed. In the cinematic universe, it's less about the character and more about the action and the overall big spectacle. If you try to do that, I just, first of all, I don't know that that's something that's even considered, nor would I think it would make sense. But you never know. It's all about writing. And not to throw any shade at DC, but I know when they're doing their Flash on CW, they got a different Flash in the movies. I don't think that makes sense. So I would like to sort of think that the worlds, while they could sort of combine forces, it would be you couldn't just throw Luke Cage in there and be like, okay, now you're the lead. It would have to be this whole thing that has to be sort of laid into, and I think that you would have to sort of figure out a way that he's present. He could just pop up and be like, oh, I'm the Avengers thing, but hey, I don't control this thing. I'm probably contractually obligated to do anything they tell me to do, so I'm not gonna say yes or no. I'm just gonna say I doubt it. As soon as I say I'm like no, and they're like, oh yeah, watch. Oh, 2025, yeah, you're definitely gonna be there. What's that? $200 is $200. Right? I'm just saying.
That is, just so you guys know, that is what I want to give everybody as a wrap gift on our show, is a picture of Mike. No, absolutely not. A picture of Mike holding a smoothie, because that's all he drinks, some protein shakes on set. And the quote, I'm just saying. Because that's all he says. I'm just saying. $20 is $20. Just saying.
Last question over here.
I love you all, just going to put that out there.
We love you too.
So how much did you know, like, before Luke Cage? How much did you know about either your character or, like, Luke Cage lore in general?
I'll go first. Nothing. They told me my character's name was Misty. I had no idea who Misty Knight was before I got the role, and I didn't even know that they were doing a superhero show called Luke Cage. Nothing. Goose egg. Zero.
Mine, I think.
So it was a quick education.
Genghis Connie didn't exist. That's a Cheo creation, and so I'm forever grateful for that because I love that name. And
It's the best part of the show.
Well, I thought Genghis Connie was going to be a superhero, and she's not really things. But she owns a restaurant. What is she going to do? Is she going to like swing forks or something?
Makes a mean egg roll.
What about you guys?
No, I didn't know anything about it. I never read comics when I was a kid because I was pretty much in prison to allow that kind of thing. But no, I didn't know. But when I did, I was very, very much into it.
I did. I knew all about Luke Cage and the Defenders and everything about it. Yeah, I mean, and I knew. I think what Marvel Netflix does so brilliantly, and I think why it doesn't transition kind of with the larger MCU, the movies, is they take these second and third tier characters and you kind of become the first iteration of it, and it's more of a street level thing, almost like on a Nolan Batman kind of sense. So I think that, it's so cool that you can get these characters like a Shades, the Comanches of the world, that then just pop them up and you can see like Diamondback, and you can see them, Misty Knights, and you're seeing them for the first time in kind of, I almost have to remind myself that it's a superhero show sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like we're doing like this like hardcore kind of drama, like, TV show that's funny sometimes. And then you're like, oh, he's winging people through walls. Like you realize that. So I knew all about it. I wasn't like a crazy Power Man, like Cage, reader, but I definitely was very aware of it.
What's the question again?
How much did you know?
Oh yeah, Luke Cage, that's right. You guys know.
How many brownies have you had?
Guys, here's the thing about edibles. You don't want to eat them before you go to bed because there's no telling how you're gonna wake up. We all know, we all have been there, done that. Sorry, all right?
$20 t-shirt.
The dosages are not, sometimes they're not accurate, okay?
It's a safe room, it's a safe room.
Safe room, I know, nobody's gonna say anything. I heard the name Luke Cage, did not know what he was. I had seen pictures of him online, did not know I didn't know anything about him really, other than the fact that every once in a while a random person from either my family or a friend would text me and go, hey dude, you'd be a great Luke Cage. That was it. And this was about the time that they were starting to think about making it, but I just was not even paying attention to what they were saying, because to me, I'm like, unless I see it on a breakdown and my agent sends me some audition, I don't know what they're talking about. I would tell them, dude, thanks for the advice, but you're not my agent or manager, so just stop talking to me. What are you talking about? Make a good Luke Cage. So that's all I knew about him, was that I would have made a great Luke Cage. That's what I heard.
The character description for Luke Cage was he has to like almond butter.
That's almond butter.
So finally, Luke Cage season 2 is on the way. For you guys, you're still dead.
Au contraire, mon frère. Or is he?
Or is he?
Guys, thanks so much. Give it up one more time.